Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm talking to you about my top 10 comic pickups for June 8th, 2022. But first, please be sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below what you're most excited for this week. I think it is a killer DC week in my opinion. I have some great DC picks on my list, and I'm wondering what DC books you're picking up this week. I'm really interested. Plus, we're almost at that 300 mark, so come on and subscribe. I'm really excited to get to 350 and hopefully do another giveaway. So, to kick things off with my top 10, we're starting with number 10, Savage Avengers number 2. Now, David Pepose, like I've said before, he's one of my favorite writers. He's a really great guy, and honestly, I'm so proud he's on this Marvel title. I think not only just that, but there's some killer people on this team. After reading issue number 1, I was a little skeptical on having like Weapon H on it, but he made it so that like I really enjoyed Weapon H, which was really surprising because like I never thought I could like that character. So it made it seem really, really cool. I'm also really excited for this issue because it seems like Conan is going to be bringing the team all together to fight off the Hyperion Age. So I'm really looking forward to that. Plus, will they be able to stop those Deathlocks that are running after Conan? I mean, they're time travelers, so they can kind of show up anywhere. It's just going to be kind of crazy, and I'm so in it. Plus, I guess, did we mention a dinosaur is going to be in here? I'm really interested to see how that plays out. But I think it's going to do a killer job, and I'm really excited that it's in my 10th spot this week. In my number 9th spot, I have Skybound Presents After School number 1. Now, this is going to be a new anthology series. It's only out of 4 parts, but it really piqued my interest because it kind of looks like Goosebumps or like Just Beyond. A lot of R.L. Stine memorabilia inspired, so I was really interested when I piqued my interest on this. It's written by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who has done Marvel Studios' Moon Knight show. So it should be interesting to see their a take on a comic book, so really excited to see that. And the art is done by the incredible Greg Hinkle. He's done an incredible book called Black Cloud, really underground, but really beautifully drawn, and I absolutely loved it, so that really piqued my interest. And in this issue in particular, it's going to be focusing on a girl named Nora, who has anxiety, and she's been trying to prevent it by adopting a dog. However, this dog seems to have some secrets of its own, so really looking forward to seeing how all of this plays out into her new life and how creepy and Goosebumps like this will actually be. So really looking forward to that. My number 8 spot, I have Dark Crisis number 1. We're starting off the big blockbuster event for DC, Dark Crisis. And this is going to go all the way until December. So if you're not invested, now, you shouldn't be invested later. So, because it's going to be kind of hard with all these checklists and it going all the way out into December. But, I mean, Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, Infinite Earth, it's all these crises, and it all comes down to this one, this Dark Crisis, which I'm really looking forward to. The Justice League is gone, and what are our remaining heroes going to do about it? Plus, it looks like Deathstroke is after the Teen Titans yet again. What for? What's his reasoning? So, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out and hopefully seeing a new Justice League emerge in this, because that would be really cool to see some new characters really shine. In my number 7 spot, this is a comic that I have really been excited for. It's called Multiversity Teen Justice number 1. And, I know a lot of people don't like the gender swap theme, but I'm incredibly interested in this. It's not like our Earth and it's just gender swap. It's a different Earth. It's Earth 11, and these heroes are all here to help out the multiversity. I just love how everyone is so unique in their own aspects. I love the Aquagirl design. I love the Robin design. I think they're all really interesting characters. And so I'm honestly the most excited to see Kid Quick, because they look like they are going to be super cool. We know that they are going to be in the future State Justice League, and I'm just really excited to see how they play out in this, because they definitely look like a really interesting character and one that we could really see in the future of the DC universe. So really looking forward to that. In my number 6 spot, Dark Knights of Steel number 7. And what better way than the cover having Batman riding a freaking dragon on it. It's so badass and I love it. So this one, the three kingdoms are at war with each other. Who will side with who and what is actually happening in this crazy world. It looks like Bruce Wayne, though, is going to be protected by these magical youngsters. And I'm really excited to see how all that unfolds and if Bruce Wayne is really able to succeed and hopefully get these kingdoms, back on track to the way they were, and not so much fighting, because it has just gotten crazy intense. We're learning all of these secrets that people are hiding and all kinds of stuff. So honestly, super excited to see how this plays out. As for my number 5 spot, it's going to go to Poison Ivy number 1. It's written by G. Willow Wilson and drawn by Marcio Takara. And honestly, I'm really excited for this one. The covers on this are incredible. There's a Warren Lowe, a Frank Cho, Judy Zhang, or Jessica Fong, my bad. There's just so many, damn Mora, and honestly, they're all super gorgeous. I'm also really excited to get more on Pamela Isley's backstory, because the last time we saw her was in Batman, where she was separated by, Ivy and Poison Ivy. They were separated, the good and the bad, and then they reemerged. Now she's put into this new body, and she's trying to figure out what she's really going to do for her next move. And this comic looks like it's going to do just that. It looks like she's on a revenge path against humanity yet again. But you know what? I'm really excited for this. I hope it's really good. Just like the cover, so really looking forward to seeing what Miss Poison Ivy has in store for us. In my number 4 spot is going to be Jane Foster Mighty Thor number 1. Now, I know a lot of people are excited for this one. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I absolutely love the Mighty Thor run written by Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman, and that's one of my favorite runs of all time in comic books history. So, or at least my comic book history. So, having that conclusion just made it so perfect for me that I never wanted to see Jane Foster become Thor again. And honestly, I feel like this comic is just coming out just because of the movie, and they might not have a real story behind it, and that makes me nervous. Nonetheless, though, she is one of my favorite characters, so I am going to check it out. Plus, Ryan Stegman's doing the main cover, so that's a big plus as well. We're going to see the hammer flying through into Jane's apartment, and Jane thinking the worst has happened to Thor. She's willing to save anything and do anything in order to save Thor, even if that means becoming Jane Foster Thor again. So I am nervous for this, but I'm still looking forward to it and excited to see what's to come. In my number 3 spot is going to be Twig number 2. Now, I've really enjoyed the number 1. I sold tons of them. I loved this book. I thought it was great. It was whimsical. It was fantasy. It was everything I've wanted. And this one, I hope, just continues down that path. Scotty Young, Kyle Strahan has a really unique story on their side here, and I hope more people get to read this. It looks like the death of the Passer sends Twig and Splat on their adventure yet again to this mysterious lab where there's going to be some dark light shed on further dangers to come. So, nervous for Twig, but I mean, how can I not be excited for this? It's one of my favorite creators, so definitely up there. In my number 2 spot is going to be Aquaman Andromeda number 1. This is a DC Black Label, and I'm so excited that Aquaman's getting a Black Label. I mean, really hyped for this. I love the Wonder Woman. I love anything. I love Black Label. Honestly, most of the time though, it's Batman. So I'm excited when it's anything other than Batman. So really looking forward to this. It looks like, there sits a point in Nemo where there is this black hole and everyone is going after this black hole, including Black Manta. And if Black Manta's after it, that means Aquaman's after it too. It's his arch nemesis, and he's never going to let Black Manta win. So really looking forward to this. I'm super interested to see the points of depth with the ocean and all of that. I mean, not to mention, it's written by Ram V, drawn by Christian Ward. Honestly, this screams Eisner's to me. This is such Eisner bait. I think this is going to be incredible. So I cannot wait for this book. I'm hoping it's everything I'm looking forward to. It's only a 3-part series, series, but it is those big prestige format ones. So I can't wait to see this. Now, before I release my number 1 spot, I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions. Since it is a really big week, I'm just going to mention a couple of comics that wasn't able to make my top 10, but still are releasing, like Amazing Spider-Man number 3, Batman Beyond Neo Year number 3, Batman Killing Time number 4, DC Pride number 1, gorgeous covers on that with Jen Bartel, and I love the Sway wraparound, gorgeous. Flashpoint Beyond number 2, Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer number 2, Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika number 10, That Texas Blood is returning with number 14, Thor number 26, continuing that Hulk Banner War saga, and Venom number 8, as well as We Live Age of Paladins number 3. Now, for my number 1 spot, I'm sure it's no surprise, Fortnite Marvel Zero War number 1. Now, I'm not a big Fortnite fan, but I know this is not going to be on a lot of people's radar. Apparently, they have not been showing this off very well, advertising it for the game or anything, and I have a feeling it's just going to reminisce and have a redo of the DC Batman Fortnite ones. So, I'm putting it as my number 1 spot to get everybody out there, to let them know that only the first printings are going to have those codes in them. So if you want those codes, you have to go to your local comic book shop and pick up those comics. I know I ordered quite a bit of them because I know I have tons of Fortnite fans really excited for this comic. There's a lot of cool covers, and the first issue is going to get you a really cool Spider-Man suit. So how could I not have this as my number 1? It's going to be big. It's going to be popular, and everyone's going to find out about it very last minute. So, yeah, I mean, Spider-Man and Wolverine, looks like they're teaming up with Shuri as well to go and hunt down the Zero Shard that all unravels in this next story. So, go to your local comic book shop this Wednesday, June 8th, 2022 for all these comics and many more. Have a great day.